Hi, everybody. Here's the moment that most of you have been waiting for the Coffee Bar Creation, Episode 6, The Reveal. Now, while Jim does the sanding of the paint off the top, I think I mentioned it in yesterday's episode that I mixed the paint that I created for the stain with a little bit of caulking. I thought the caulking would lighten it up a little bit, and it didn't. But it worked out okay. We knew we were going to hang stuff on the shelves. Eventually, when we go to do something different, we'll go ahead and we'll spackle and paint it properly. But I'll have to mix the paint myself because this is in the kitchen, and even just having the kitchen paint that was originally on the walls, it has gotten discolored over the years. So you could see he's just taking a little bit of sandpaper. At first he was going too light, and then I said a little harder, and then he went too hard. And I was like, listen, just gently. So if you do have to do this, just go gently. It's best to start off slow and just make it more rough than it is to go too intensely. Now I also told him, I'm like, go around the circle, and he just insisted on going across the circle, which is fine. As you can see, from a distance, you really can't even see it, and we didn't even put decorations up yet. So if you follow my channel, I got this H from LTD Commodities. I did tell him I wanted to take the string off, but that's okay. The string's on there and it's hardly noticeable. This milk bottle is from Bed Bath & Beyond. I got these things on clearance. I think the milk bottle, I'll put prices here, or maybe in the description box down below, I'll put the resources. But then I was just checking about that chicken. I think that chicken would have fit better. The thing is that this shelf, like many floating shelves like this, has a little lip around the edge, so it looks like it could be a 5-inch shelf, but really it's only got about 4.5 inches of space. So that half an inch doesn't seem like much, but it makes a difference. So I'm just having him decorate the top shelf because I'm vertically challenged. As my dad used to say, stop standing in a hole, because I come from tall people and I'm just average. So, I also have this cow-shaped milk pitcher that I've had for a very long time. And then I added a little greenery. I have these little boxwood balls that I got at the 99-cent only store, and I put them in these little cages that I had gotten from Michael's at that dollar spot back in New York. So I just blended them together to create a cute little, I don't know, it looks like a bird cage filled with greenery. What can I tell you? Now, I know that over the course of having this and living with this and I'll be changing it out for holidays and stuff, but I kind of wanted to leave the top shelf. I wanted to be able to decorate it and kind of leave it more permanently, because on a regular basis, I'm not going to be able to get up there and change it. So I really wanted to make the bottom shelf the one that I actually change out. Now, what I'm actually just going to do to the bottom shelf right now is just put some French country canisters. They're really not. They're just white canisters, and they say coffee, tea, and sugar. And I basically love these, and I've always just had these for decorative purposes. So I just put them on the shelf, and I may add some greenery. I'm kind of like living with it for a minute. Like, that's one of the best pieces of advice I could give you for decorating is, if you feel like a change, do something. Live with it for a little bit. If you feel like it's missing something, even if you first feel like it's missing something and you don't know exactly what it's missing, live with it for a little bit. And maybe it will come to you and say, oh, maybe greenery. Oh. So as I've been living with this for a little bit, I will tell you, I think I would rather move the cow down and one of the canisters up, and then sort of do like, to break up all of the formality of that bottom shelf. That's all. Those canisters are kind of really delicate and pretty. So like right now I feel like the top is farmhouse and the bottom shelf is French country. Instead of blending the two shelves is what I'm trying to say to you. But for right now, it's okay. That bottom shelf could be utilitarian if that's what you're going to do in your home. That's another option you have as well. Okay. Now, I moved over the Keurig. Take this opportunity to clean your appliances, to clean the stand. That's fine. I actually have a really pretty table runner that I just got from LTD Commodities that I am thinking about perhaps putting underneath this as well. But for right now, I'm just living with it. So I took a Dollar Tree's little frame with the corrugated board, and I printed out the instructions for my Keurig for when I have company. I just took it's like 7 little steps, and I printed them out, and I just printed them out in the size I needed, and I clipped it on that little thing, and I keep that by my Keurig for when I have company over. Okay. I know most Keurigs are the same, but not everybody has one. It's really what it is. So now I'm back to the previous coffee bar section, and I'm trying to clean off the tray that I had there. The tray I got was also from Walmart, also by Better Homes and Gardens, and it's just a tanner color of the gray that I used around the edge of the coffee bar, so it will not just blend in, it will stand out a little bit, which is what I want. That sign that says "But First Coffee," I got it at the Dollar General, and I believe it was $1 or $1.50. And I actually had it on a shorter. I shortened the string when it was over by the other coffee bar, but now I made it longer, so it will hang with a coffee mug in front of it. I have this big one. I think it's a half gallon, 1 gallon. It's a 1 gallon jar from Anchor Hocking that I got at Walmart that I keep all of my coffee pods in, my regular coffee that I use on a regular basis. I have I'm going too fast. The syrups are in bottles from the Dollar Tree. And then this little cup is from IKEA, and I keep all these little tiny teaspoons in there. I have the jar with the silver lid from the Dollar Tree, and behind it, I have that same jar I got from Five Below with candy canes in it a few years ago, but it's taller. So I have them as like a set. Jimmy uses more sugar than I use Splenda. So we keep sugar in the big jar, Splenda in the little jar, and then this jar I got at the 99-cent only store, which is a very similar jar to the tall one. It's just fatter, and it has little individual creamers in it in case people want different flavors. My sister brought them to me, so I was like, oh, cute, we'll just put them in this jar. So I already moved everything over to the tray over. I did not put everything back on the tray that was previously there, and here's why. After discussing things with my husband, he said, could I keep my tea over here? And I'll tell you, I said, why? Just to, not to question him, but just to say, what was the reason or whatever. I was going to keep that 2-tiered tray on the counter with this decorations in it. And he said, can I keep my tea there instead? So I said, why? He's like, well, it's just the counter is lower by the coffee bar. And he's like, in my back and everything, I don't want to strain on my back. And I was like, honey, of course you can. That's 100%. I'm like, it makes perfect sense. I don't know why I didn't think of it. So what we ended up doing, this is a mug that I got from me and my sisters. It's supposed to be me and my 4 sisters, and it just has really a cute little thing that I say it to you, I'm going to cry. So I said to him, of course you can. That's perfect. I was like, we'll just put it, we'll make like your little guy section. So where the coffee bar was existing before, he wanted to create that at his little tea station. Okay. So the first thing I cleaned up, I said it would probably be better for me to get everything off there that I'm going to keep on the coffee bar, then make room for his tea station, and then put away whatever we don't use. Now, we have these really great boxes that we got at the Dollar General that are on our fireplace behind artwork, and we're been storing our extra little decorative signs in there. So all these little like seasonal signs that you get for your coffee bar or your 2-tier tray, little pieces of greenery that, that the little beads that you make, the little tags, all that stuff we've been keeping in there. Anything we don't use will go back in there. So I wanted to make this non-seasonal, just French country farmhouse sort of setup, my style, whatever it is. This 2-tiered tray I got at Pier 1, and it was $20, and I said it was worth every penny of $20. This little sign I actually got at Easter time, but of course the sentiment is forever, and it was $1 at the Dollar General, if you don't recognize that. And I've always kept that, and the cup on the left and that little sign, I've always kept them on my coffee bar before. The cup on the left says depresso, like a definition of depresso, when you run out of coffee. And I just think it's a really cute little piece to put on the left side of the Keurig. My Keurig sits on a drawer with foam that I got from Lisa, and it has a little space on both sides. So that's why I like to put the little signs there, just to help fill in what I feel like is like an empty space. So this tea tag that I made for Jimmy to hold his tea bags isn't very heavy, even when it's full of tea. So I just have it on a push pin, like a red push pin. It was originally holding my sign by the other coffee bar, and now I've just put it here. I made this little sign at Christmas time that's like a little stencil of a teacup, and it says time. And then I was like, oh, should I put it there in the front? And I was like, you know what? This is Jim's space. Let me not girly it up. And I know that sounds silly, but I said to him, why don't you go get me your favorite coffee mugs that you've been collecting, his wolf coffee mugs that he actually had in his like wolf den that we had the office space or whatever. And I was like, why don't you go get them for me? And we'll put them out and you can use them or you could display them, whatever. Now, I will tell you, we did order the same cup hooks that slide on the shelves, but in white to hang underneath that cabinet because he wants to know. And I just ordered them today because after talking with him about the plan about moving his tea bar, he would like to have his cups that he likes to have his tea in as opposed to his decorative mugs right there hanging from under the cabinet. And I said, absolutely, honey, no problem. So I ordered them on Amazon. Basically, the exact same ones I bought they're available in white. So I just bought them in white so they would blend into the cabinet. Okay. And now I'm just setting up that tray that I made recently, the Michaels dupe. I just took the top tray off, which I told you that's why it's adjustable and that's why we love it. And I just put his honey on there and the extra little tea bags. I have this cute little cup that my sister gave me. No, the cup Joyce gave me. Hi, Joyce, if you're watching. Joyce gave me this cup, and my sister gave me all these little bits of hot chocolate that her friend had had at her daughter's wedding. So I put that on the tray, Jim's honey on his little plate, and then I redid the cups. Now, the black coffee mug holder matches the kitchen a little better than the gold one. The gold one matched the office better. So I'm just switching them out. I could always paint the gold one, if it really bothered me that much. But for right now, we'll just put it away. And I put his coffee mugs on with the Mr. and Mrs. If he gets two more, we'll replace the Mr. and Mrs. But for right now, that's what we have. I like his coffee that says Mr. Right. It just reminds me, that he's Mr. Right. And clean as you go. That's one of the things that helps keep me, I don't know, I guess not spend all my energy cleaning. I clean as I decorate. So I moved the stuff off onto the clean coffee bar. I wiped off the first section, moved things onto the first section, wiped the second section, and so on, as hopefully you guys understand. Okay? I'm trying to think if there's anything that I didn't tell you about that was up close. Oh, this tea holder. So I have this ceramic tea holder. Again, I think I got it at Goodwill circa 1998. That might be right. And it's just one of these ceramic tea bag dispensers. So I actually used to use it for my Splenda packets, but it's supposed to hold tea bags. The thing is, when the tea bags are wrapped like this, they're just a little bit jammed in there, but they still work. You just pull one out in the bottom and you load it from the top. And this is just some detox tea that Jim sometimes likes to have when he's not feeling like his best. So he keeps his regular everyday teas up on the wall. His extra special tea is there in that little basket. And I decided to stick that little sign in the front of the basket. And if he doesn't like it there, then we can move it. But he originally told me it was fine to put there. Now I have these little salt and pepper shakers with labels on them. They're salt and pepper shakers from the Dollar Tree, and I just put chalkboard labels on them. They're both empty, and I'm going to put them in the cabinet because they hold my cinnamon and cocoa powder for my winter coffee bar. But because they're not airtight, I don't keep that out all year. Okay? So that's it. Here's how it looks right now. Of course, it'll change over the seasons, and I'll share with you guys if I do any updates. But I just absolutely love it. I originally intended to show you a few different ways to decorate it, but it got a little warm in here. So maybe as time goes by, we'll share it with you, okay? So here's my 2-tier tray. And again, this is all just neutral everyday decor. My Fry Life mugs, which I absolutely love, 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 love. And of course, just I don't know. I just think it came out really beautiful. It makes me so happy. I'm about to sit down and have my first cup of coffee with making it here. So that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this whole series. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Please don't forget to share with friends and family, anybody you know might be interested in seeing any part of the series. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe, and when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you guys take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.